Alrighty, so let's talk game here. So this is going to be a video about what I would change about Manon to make her slightly more stronger, right? Now, naturally, most people will gravitate towards the option of letting this have actual Oki. However, people would say that the character is broken now, yada, yada, yada. But all I'm saying, right, the only argument that I'll get there is the fact that if they keep that where the hit grab has Oki, but the command grab stays the same, I'm okay with that, because that way command grab resets neutral while hit grab allows you the same amount of offense that most characters will get in this instance, right? I'm also not going to mention something stupid like having low forward drive rush. However, one thing that I would change at the very least, right, is this, like, every character in the game has like a decent drive rush, right? What I would say is that number one, they either need to allow her to go further or slightly faster. One or the other. It cannot be the fact that she sucks in both areas. That is what sucks immensely, right? The other thing of notice is the fact that when it comes to her anti-fireball options, which obviously she should have one, right? It tends to be a little bit lackluster because if you don't time it right, you just get hit, and it's not really a great situation as a whole, right? Now, granted, we might be able to pull something off sometimes, and sometimes if you react well enough, you might even be able to get a PC EX spin off of it. But that's, it's neither here nor there. So activating the, having the spins anti-fireball properties activate a little bit earlier will naturally help this character a lot, right? Now, granted, I'm not on team she needs a spin in order to be good or whatever. Honestly, the option she has now to just dealing with the fireball and perfect parry and trying to go for a normal after the perfect parry or whatever have you, right? That's decent enough, right? At the very least, they can't shoot another fireball safely. When in Kuma's case, in other fireball people's cases, they actually can't press because afterwards it's actually PC afterwards, right? So that's a little bit better of a situation. I'm not really tripping about all of that. That's cool. Okay, one thing of note as well. Why is the crouch light kick negative? Please. I do not care if they make it like this where it's +1. On hit, this should be +1 or +2, whatever, right? It should not be the case that this button on hit is -1. Same thing with the situation before the halfway season 2 small patch that we had. Standing heavy kick was also negative as well, but we were just kind of getting away with it because no one really knew, right? But now it's actually a thing where we can kind of go for the standing light kick immediately afterwards, and do our thing off of that, right? It's something to keep in mind. Crouching light kick should definitely be buffed in the area so far as it being +1 or +2. The other area that should receive some love is the fact that number one, this has no use. EX command grab has no use. You don't really use it. It currently, as it stands right now, does not have any value. Every Manon you see at all the higher levels, they just go for the command grab outright. Whatever need they have, they use M, H, L, whatever need they have, they just go for it outright. EX has serves no purpose. Now, one thing that I could suggest that most people would be a little bit against is if, you know what I mean, if we could slide past this using EX fireball or EX command grab. Using EX command grab is good against fireballs and it can go through it. Now, I know a lot of people will be, oh my god, it's so broken, but they really think about the rest of the cast members. I need you to really think about the rest of the cast members, what they can do, what they can't do. Why can't a character like her be good? You know what I mean? Why can't she cook a little bit? Okay? Another thing that I would like changed, one thing that is slightly jarring, is the fact that this pushes you out so far, right? It pushes you out so far. So literally the only thing you can do afterwards is either be cheeky, right? Can't even get H command grab, which is your fastest command grab. So the only thing you can do here is either be cheeky with the M command grab or go for crouch jab into pressure, and then you can actually go into something, right? It kind of forces you into a situation because it pushes you so far back. It's not that great. And now I get, once again, people do not want to give Manon options because more options mean more guessing, and people don't like guessing even though they play fighting games. Smile. So those are the types of things that I'm looking forward to. Now, if they do something where they add a new move, I would kind of hope that we kind of get a new special move, you know? Each character get a new special move. That would be kind of sick. But if we're operating off of the same normals and specials that we have currently, one other thing that I would like to have is have these buttons differ, okay? They're both currently 7 frames. That needs to change. One needs to be 6. Or even, nah, I ain't gonna say 5. 5 is wild. 5 is wild. I'll calm myself down. Crouching medium punch needs to be 6. I don't mind standing medium punch being 7. It's forward advancing. I don't really mind it being 7. But the whole point of this being 7 frames, I think this should be 6 frames. Also, this being standing medium kick being 10 frames is a little bit on the egregious side. I'm not gonna lie to you. So being able to use this is far and few between because of how long it takes to start up. So generally, I'd say maybe even make this 8 frames. That way it's a little bit easier to use, a little bit easier to whiff punish with, makes it overall a little bit of a better option, right? I think the target combo where it stands, I think it's pretty good. I think it should be where it's at. It does exactly what you need it to do. It forces your opponent to guess off of the situation. Granted, most people don't like necessarily going for it, but you know, it does what it needs to do. Stand jab is great. Crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick is one of the best crouching medium kicks that are non-driver regressionable in the game. One of the best ones. Just because of the pushback and it auto spaces you out, right? It forces your opponent to kind of either A, try to press into you, in which you can kind of hit them for it in this space, right? Or they just try to push back, and if they keep trying to walk back, we can slowly but surely push them towards the corner, right? Put them in a situation that's super uncomfortable, and so on and so forth. On top of which is a low. Now granted, there's not too many situations here where you can really take advantage of it, but at the very least, drive rush low into back heavy punch is a good setup to have on deck as well. I wouldn't mess with any of the metals, I wouldn't mess with any of the damage, but all I ask is please, okay, when it comes to these metals, please stop forcing us to wake up supers. Please stop buffing how much the metals affect the super gauge you gain. Please disconnect this, okay? I get it, like, oh, you have 5, you get half a bar of meter. Oh my gosh, like that's so cool, you know? Like I'm down on drive gauge, and you know, I hit a nice cozy 5 bomb, which means I get a big chunk of drive gauge. Oh my gosh, right? Look at it, look at how much drive gauge, super gauge I just gained. I got half a bar. Oh my gosh, brother, it doesn't help me. It doesn't help me unless I'm hitting this when I wake up, in which people have labbed combos. We are the people like, oh, let me do some extravagant unnecessary combo. This is the level 2 to do it on. The other thing, this might be controversial, but the other thing I would like is if I have level 3, I am here. Give me level 1. Give me frame 0. Stop all that nonsense, bro. Give me frame 0. What do I mean by frame 0? If you get caught here, if you see her do this, you're cooked. None of this. Oh, I can jump afterwards. None of that. Shut it down. Okay, shut it down. If you see her face go wah wah wah, if you see this, it's up. If you see this, it's up. The moment you see this and you're on the ground and not in the air already, it's up. I don't want any more of this. Oh, you know, if you see this face right here, you see this? It's GG's. Okay? See this? It's GG's. I don't want any more part of it. Now, one last thing that I'll slide in there and before I close out this video is the fact overall, I like her buttons, I like what she does, but overall she needs just small quality of life changes that will make her a little bit better, right? And also I believe this should be a little bit, you know, I think it should be safe. Characters like Cammy have a Zenny heavy kick that's like completely safe, you know what I mean? They have long reaching normals, so like if this could be safe as well, right, I would prefer that. And also EX spin kick should not be this negative. I would even say this EX spin kick should be -5, and then normal spin kick would be safe on block, you know what I mean? Or maybe even -6 on the EX. But it being full combo punishable, come on bro, be for real. Okay, we already got this super punishable. Like let's have some options. If they see us and scout us and they DI us, cool. We gotta hold that for the rest of our days, you know what I mean? We gotta hold all of that. But outside of that, I would really prefer having these things on deck. This being improved upon, just insofar as it not being negative. This adding value to this however you can, right? Giving us actual Oki off of this knockdown will make this character so much immensely better. I'm not saying keep the command grab distance the same, but at the very least, give the hit grab, right? We shouldn't ideally have to like hard commit and chase in order to get some sort of pressure, right? We've already spent the meter trying to do this, right? We've already spent the meter going for all of that, so we should get something out of it, you feel me? But with that said, what type of changes do you want from Manon in season 3? Comment down below. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.